This is one of my all-time favorite curries, chicken tikka masala. And trust me, you need this one in your life as well. I'll show you 3 ways how to make this. First, a very quick emergency 15-minute version for when you need a curry very fast. Then, my restaurant style recipe that's always worth the effort. And finally, I'll explain you how you can make it vegan. For all curries, you can find the ingredients in the description below, but I'll call them out as I go. Let's go. For this quick 15-minute tikka masala, make sure you follow my order of cooking to stay within the 15-minute parameters. So first, wash your rice. Always wash your rice, no negotiation here. Then get a pan, or even better, your trusty rice cooker, and put your 200 grams of washed basmati rice with 220 milliliters of water. Then in a bowl, add 300 grams of chicken thighs, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of garam masala, and some salt and pepper. Massage and mix together. Put a pan on medium-high heat and sear the chicken for 2 minutes on each side. You just want a quick sear for browning on your chickens. They will cook through when you put them in the curry later. While your rice and chickies are on their way, prepare your spices and other ingredients. Curries have a lot of spices, so make sure you stock up on some spices at home. I have my own spice garden, which I dearly love. For your spice mix in a bowl, add 1 teaspoon of cayenne powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of ground coriander, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a few cracks of black pepper. And if you have it, add some MSG, but it's optional. Mix and put that aside. Flip your chicken, quickly cut your onion. Take your chicken out of the pan and let it rest on aluminum foil while you grate or blend some garlic and ginger into a bowl to get your famous Indian ginger garlic paste. They also sell ginger garlic paste at Indian food stores, ready-made in jars, which works well since we're all about speed here. Slice your lemon in half, chop some cilantro for garnish, get your Greek yogurt, slice your chicken into bite-sized pieces, and grab a can of tomato sauce or pulp, ready for assemblage. Put a large pan on medium heat, onion in, ginger garlic paste in, saute for 1 minute, chicken in, stir, then add your can of tomato sauce and add your spices. And then let it simmer for 5 to 10 minutes or until the chicken is fully cooked. Although I would say if you have more time, let it simmer for up to 30 minutes. Now keep in mind that when you simmer for longer, the curry might get too thick and you need to add some water to keep it moist. Now put in a tablespoon of your Greek yogurt to make it a heavenly silky smooth curry. Put it in a bowl, serve with some more yogurt and garnish it with some cilantro you chopped up earlier. Serve with your rice and of course enjoy. Now for my ultimate very tasty restaurant style chicken tikka masala. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to this. Note that a blender or a hand blender for this recipe is preferred. To start, cut 300 grams of skinless chicken thighs into bite-sized pieces and then add it to a bowl. For the marinade, add to the chicken 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and your tandoori masala spice mix. Now you can go ahead and buy a ready-made spice mix. I will allow it this time, fine, because in tandoori masala there's a lot of spices mixed together. So you get a free pass. Or you could be like me anyways and create your own spice mix. So here for the spice mix, add 2 tablespoons of paprika powder, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin powder, 3 teaspoons of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of mango powder, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of MSG. For the red Kashmiri powder, you can also substitute for other chili powder, but just balance out the heat to your liking. Then add the juice of half a lemon, 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste, or equal parts ginger and garlic like the previous curry. Add 3 tablespoons of whole Greek yogurt, some optional but highly recommended kasuri methi, what is dried fenugreek leaves, and half a teaspoon of salt and pepper. Now mix and massage this chicken like it's in a 6-star hotel spa. Then let it marinate for at least an hour, but the best flavor town you get from this chicken marinade is to leave it overnight in the fridge. Now for the curry base, we're gonna make a lovely gravy. Cut up 3 medium onions and 400 grams of tomatoes. You can also use a food processor to shred them to pieces quickly. Then put a pan on medium-high heat, add 2 tablespoons of ghee, add 3 cardamom pods and roast them for a minute. Then add your onion and tomato mix, let it become translucent, and add 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of tomato puree. Mix together. Now add a handful of cashew nuts, about 12 of them, and let that simmer for 10 minutes. After the simmer, let it cool completely, or at least enough so your gravy doesn't explode out of your blender. And once cooled, blend the gravy to a silky smooth texture. If it's not as smooth as a calm orange lake in the Alps, you can always pass it through a fine mesh strainer. If you don't have a blender, that's fine. Just smash it as best as you can in the pan, but just know that it's not going to be the same as the silky smooth gravy that you crave. Then set aside for later. Then it's time to broil your chickies. There are 2 ways to do this. Either put them on sticks and broil them in the oven for 7 minutes, or fry them in a pan for 3 minutes on each side, because you just want to get a quick sear on them. You will cook them later in the curry. Once seared, set them aside. Now in a large pan on medium heat, add 2 tablespoons of ghee, then add a few whole spices to the pan and roast them lightly. So add 1 small bay leaf, half a stick of cinnamon, 3 cardamom pods, and 3 cloves. Then put in 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste and reduce the heat to low since we don't want to burn the spices and garlic. Saute for 1 minute, then pour in your curry base with 120 milliliters of water and the juice of half a lemon. Now mix well, cover, and turn the heat up to medium and cook for 10 minutes until the gravy thickens. You want to see a nice red oily layer when cooked through. Now add your chickpeas and stir and let that simmer for another 10 minutes. Feel free to add some more water if the gravy is getting too thick. When you start to see traces of juicy and fatty flavor on the surface, it's almost done. Then after 10 minutes, taste and add some more salt or lemon for some more acidity if needed. Then crush up some cashew methi between your palms and add it to your tikka masala goodness. Stir in 3 tablespoons of cream. Chop up that cilantro. Serve in a fancy Indian bowl. A little bit of that cream. Sprinkle over your cilantro and enjoy. Now to make this vegetarian or even vegan, instead of the chicken, use paneer or tofu in this case, or halloumi can work as well. Replace the ghee with oil and the cream with cashew cream or coconut cream or any other vegan-based cream. Did you like that tip? You're welcome. That's $5.99 or just a like and a subscribe would do if you're so kind. Now we got 3 tikka masala lovely curries. We got the emergency 50-minute one. We have the all heavenly chicken tikka masala restaurant grade one, my absolute favorite. And we got a vegan option, the tofu with soy cream and all vegan alternatives in it, so let's taste them. So I like to eat curries, of course, with a lovely naan, but you can also have it with rice, whatever you prefer. I'm starting with the emergency one. It's a lovely curry in such short amount of time. It's really nice just to have a curry very quickly at hand. But yeah, it's a little bit more shallow than probably these two, so I'm very curious how that's gonna taste. The chicken tikka masala one. Whoa! This one is really, really rich. You can taste the simmering of all the spices, the depth of many spices that you've used. It's very rich and creamy as well. It's fatty. This is what you want. Now for the tofu one. But because of the spices that we've added to the tofu, it's the same richness that you search in a curry that you want. And for a vegan option, you know, even if you're not vegan, try it out. Now all 3 curries are lovely. It all depends on how much time you have or what your dietary choices are. And I would say eat it with a lovely fluffy naan or with rice. My favorite way is to eat it with a paratha or with a absolutely amazing garlic naan. And for that, I have a video here that you can watch right now to make your awesome naan. And before you click on that, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of these recipe videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.